Well, fed by the Arbuckle-Simpson aquifer, the Blue River flows through Johnston County and is an important asset for both drinking water and recreation. And it was here that some of the first conflicts arose over the aquifer that feeds that river. But amid the turmoil, two important groups decided to partner to improve water quality around the river for generations to come, which is where our Andy Barth picks up our story.
Well, Rob, water has long been an issue in Oklahoma, but the people of the Nature Conservancy hope to change that. The group completed the initial groundwork for the preserve and kicked off the next phase with a ceremony along the winding Blue River. With the Blue River moving peacefully downstream, it's time to celebrate.
This preserve is basically serving as our anchor, if you will, for this project.
Mike Fuhr is the state director of the Nature Conservancy and says he hopes to restore this meandering river back to a sustainable state.
We're going to do some restoration of the riparian forests along the river system. We've looked at the 1871 land survey records that show that a majority of this property was wooded at one time. It was the riparian forest, it was wooded wetlands, and so we're going to restore a big chunk of that back to forest, particularly along the river.
The river isn't only a scenic view. Fuhr says people count on this water to survive.
The water quality is really important because a lot of people depend on this river for their cattle. The river is intimately tied to the aquifer here, and a lot of people have wells. But more importantly, the city of Durant gets most of their water supply from the Blue River, many miles downstream of here. So the things that we can do up here with landowners can make a difference for the city of Durant, hopefully.
And one person can't do this alone. Enjoying the accomplishment of the project,
today we are celebrating a success,
is Preserve Manager Jonna Tucker.
Along with the support of all of the other staff, we try to figure out what we're going to do here. And so I was one of the first people to look at the land and see promise and see opportunity, and then try to sell that vision to our trustees, other staff, and our supporters.
And with large supporters like the Chickasaw Nation, Tucker says there is a lot to look forward to.
Going forward, I'll be working with a lot of people and standing on the shoulders of giants, trying to determine the best way to leverage this project into voluntary conservation on private land up and down this river.
Now, the preserve was purchased back in December of 2011 with help from long-term partner, the Chickasaw Nation.
So, Andy, is the preserve on private land?
Rob, the preserve is privately owned by the Conservancy, but the goal for their restoration efforts is to benefit the public by improving water quality for all Oklahomans downstream.
All right. Thank you so much, Andy.
You're welcome, Rob.